The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve, and if you're here, that means we are too. So
I can't hear anyway.
Oh, okay. Is that the way that works?
This goes with the territory, brother.
So I was at one of the car cruises this week, and one of the guys, a young guy, it must have been in his late 40s. He said to me, "Man, my knee." He was limping, and I said, "What's wrong with your knee?" And he said, "Geez, well, I heard a pop, and I got up off my desk, and I said, well, you got to talk to my buddy up at Victory in Motion, Dr. Petropoli," and he was like fascinated that that existed.
People don't realize that
regenerative medicine.
Oh my gosh, they don't need a knee replacement because they're like, "Well, we'll do therapy, and then eventually you're going to," and they'll put shots of cortisone, which just make it worse over time. So YouTube listeners will see I'm holding up a book, which is Mark's book, Dr. Petropoli's book, Repair Not Replace. So I have a copy to give away, Tom.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So they can get. So if you go
how
to,
do they do that?
They can go to our local show SYR, localshowsyr.com. There's a contact form on there. Fill it out, and we'll send you a book, which is pretty cool. But it explains a lot of things people don't know. Right. But victoryinmotion.com, if you've been told you need a knee replacement, oh my gosh, get a second opinion from these guys. 685-7544, victoryinmotion.com. Tom?
All right. New person to the show. Let's not scare him away. So we'll ask him some questions, and hopefully he'll enjoy himself, and the listeners will get a good idea of what he does. Joe Slozik, is that how you say your name?
You got it.
Oh, very good.
Very good.
Every once in a while I get lucky, Joe. All right. You're a managing partner at JAS Recruitment. First of all, our listeners like to know, are you a local guy?
I'm a local guy. Born and raised in Liverpool. Went to school at Geneseo, not too far away.
Yeah, that's
lived in New York City for a while after that, but ultimately came back to the area.
Right.
And here I am.
What brought you down to New York City? Why'd you want to go? Just the thrill of the big city or something?
So I went to school for accounting, actually, and was pursuing the CPA route. So I got a job with KPMG in their Midtown office.
That's big.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Worked in international tax. Did that for a while. And the city was cool, but I missed upstate New York and Central New York and all the great things that come along with it. So I decided to move back. And I was lucky enough to transfer with the firm, and then did that for a few more years and decided to kind of pivot with my career.
Nice. Did you graduate then from Liverpool High School then? You were a Liverpool grad?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, great. Yep. All right, so now what is your current business? When I see recruitment these days, and I'm old enough to know, being 62 years old, I remember the old days of recruiting where you had to get in front of somebody and see them and all. But now with all the online stuff.
Do you think Headhunter?
Yeah, Headhunter. Yeah, that's what I think
pops into my mind.
So what is it that your company does now? And did you found the company? Is that it?
Yeah, So people use the term headhunter and they think maybe it's a little derogatory.
I know.
But I actually prefer it. It sounds like way more exciting than it really is.
Better than a head shrinker.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, recruiting, headhunting, placement, whatever you want to call it. It's all kind of the same thing. And to answer your question, yes, I started the company in 2008 with another guy, Stuart Groom. He retired 3 years ago yesterday, actually.
Oh, really?
Great guy. So we started the firm in 2008. We kind of had a vision to be a firm that really focused on quality and provide a level of service that wasn't being offered locally and then ultimately nationally. So I had been doing this for another large national firm for 3 years prior.
Okay.
And it was a very niche industry, and I just thought I could do a better job servicing my customers from start to finish, meaning not in one specific discipline or specific geographic area. So that's why I said, hey, Stu, let's start this company. He had no background in recruiting at all. He actually had done a bunch of startups. He was a chartered accountant in the UK for a long time, and then he was the CFO of a public company, just a really good business acumen. Yeah. So I figured he'd be a good guy to start with. So what we do is companies essentially pay us to fill jobs they can't fill on their own.
Okay.
So they're never the easy ones, right? And that's why they're paying us,
Yeah,
right?
that's why they're
I mean,
paying you.
Yeah, our fees are a lot. Like going rate generally is companies pay our firm or another firm 20 to 25% of a candidate's first year salary. That doesn't come out of the candidate's pocket. But that's how they calculate the fee. So I mean, our jobs that we're placing are between, say, 100,000 and 600 grand. So you can. I mean, that's a lot of money for any.
Right, but that
know?
job not being filled costs way more than 20 or 25%.
Yeah, thank God, or we'd
it's
be out
not
of
getting
business.
done, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then, like in the case of sales, for example, that's lost revenue. You know, that's very very quantifiable. Like these companies know exactly how much an MTC costs them, right? And they're not gonna roll the dice and say, oh well, maybe we'll be able to cover this or figure this out in the interim. I mean, sometimes they can, right? But if they engage us, they know the job's going to get filled. The other situation is too, like sometimes companies have confidential situations where they can't be out there headhunting themselves because they don't want anyone to know they have this opening. One example might be a client of ours out west recently was preparing for an IPO. And so when you become a public company, you all of a sudden have all these other jobs that you need to have, like investor relations, for example, is one that comes to mind. Like the type of CFO you need is different. All the reporting and regulatory stuff.
And they need to keep that under the radar.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you're a confidant. I mean, you know stuff.
Yeah, so we're under an NDA constantly, and then our candidates are under NDAs. And so we're basically their agent out there working kind of behind the scenes for this company. No one else knows what the company is when we're talking to them about the jobs until like the ninth hour.
Yeah.
And so that's obviously that's another reason. Or if they have somebody that's in a job right now that's underperforming that they're going to fire, but they want to have the next person lined up first. Very common. They'll engage us to do that confidentially. I'd say like maybe a third of our jobs are confidential searches.
Oh wow! So what's the demand in this area right now that you might be part of?
Yeah, it's high actually. So people like to talk about the job market and think that it's always not so great. And I'm not sure exactly why that is, but even in good times, like the average person just thinks there aren't a lot of jobs out there. And there are. Like this area is booming. Like there's a lot of, in certain industries. Like healthcare, for example, has always been great in this area, right? I mean, that's the basis of our economy. And then now there's been a lot more tech jobs in the area as of recently.
Sure.
Obviously, everyone talks about Micron, but there's a lot of other great companies that are emerging or have emerged that are very high tech and require very skilled people. A lot of times like high tech engineering jobs, and then product management and leadership. And I just don't know why people think that those jobs aren't here, but they are. And like some of these younger kids, they want to move out of this area because they think there won't be jobs for them. But this is as good of a spot as anywhere else. And now we have Micron coming in. We're gonna have supposedly 20 to 30,000 high-paying jobs in the next 10 years. And that's just gonna get things going.
And you put it all together. So you're working for the companies. If maybe somebody listening or somebody they own a company, and boy, we've got to have these two key people, but we don't want to go public. We want to keep it under the radar, or maybe someone needs to exit soon and they don't want the world to know that. Maybe. But you're that confidant NDA organization in the middle that connects.
Let me ask you a question. 30 seconds. Tell us why you over ZipRecruiter and Indeed.
Oh, I mean those are not. We're not competitors with them. No, like that's like
YouTube listeners will see the disgust on his face right now.
So, I mean, first of all, companies can do that on their own, right? So they can sign up for ZipRecruiter and Indeed, or there's a million of them now, right?
Right.
I mean that's if it was that simple, a company would just do that and pay $300 and post their job and they'd fill the job. It just doesn't work. It sounds great. They say they use AI and all this other great stuff, and they do. And there's a spot for that, but it's not a replacement. It's not a one-for-one. You can't. They're not going to find you your next chief executive officer. That guy's not going to be posting their resume online. It just doesn't happen.
So if somebody's looking for a gig, they should come see you. They're just graduating, or maybe anywhere in life they should come to see you.
Potentially. I mean, that's not really the way we necessarily work. We're not. So companies pay us to find people that they can't find on their own.
Okay, so you're finding people. I guess.
Exactly. So we're going after the people that aren't looking for a job typically.
Okay.
But are qualified.
So JASRecruitment.com. All the excitement's there. Is that the right website?
That's correct.
So JASRecruitment.com. Go there and connect the dots. Joe, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.